Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 330 of our BU 365-day challenge. Do one thing every day that improves us. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. We're doing No Nonsense November this month, and today is day 26 of our No Nonsense November. We'll do 30 days of life lessons learned, and usually learned the hard way. Now, this is one that I have believed my entire life, and I actually credit it with ending my marriage, because it's one of the things I said all the time and believed all the time that my ex-husband absolutely positively did not, and I think he still does not believe. And that is, you get what you expect. So my question for you today is, do you believe that you get what you expect? Now, sometimes we get more than we expect, but we very seldom get less than what we expect or what we think is going to happen. Now, sometimes what we expect is at a subconscious level, right? And what we're really giving more energy to, and we've talked about this a lot this year, is the negative or the things that we don't want. And then we're surprised when something doesn't go our way. But it's really the subconscious not thinking what's going to happen for us, or expecting that it wouldn't happen for us, or that we didn't deserve it or something, is actually stronger and giving more energy out into the world than what the thing we think that we want or what we expect to happen. So I've come to believe that whenever something doesn't work out the way I want it to, aka my marriage, for example, I have to go back and think about how I was thinking, what I was feeling, what I was believing, how I was behaving and acting, and did my actions match what I was consciously telling myself I wanted? And I would say, absolutely not. There was doubt, worry, and fear in that relationship, and those things were stronger and more powerful than me having the ability or the desire to make that relationship work no matter what. So I still believe that you get what you expect, and you have to expect the best. So I'm going to share 9 ways to start living for yourself, because that's the first step, in my opinion, of getting what you expect. And that is self-knowledge, self-awareness, knowing when we're giving energy to what we want versus the lack of what we want, or that we don't deserve it, or that we don't have it yet. Whenever we're thinking about that, guess what? We're giving more energy to not creating what we expect. So what are 9 ways that we can start living for ourselves? Number 1, write it all down. Self-awareness and understanding ourselves is probably the best work and the best energy we can put forth in our life when it comes to creating what we want. And when I say I get what I expect, it means I want to consciously create what I want. I don't want things to just happen to me. Number 2, got to spend quality time with yourself. You got to spend time alone or all by yourself, so you've got some time to think and understand and unravel and see what works for you and what doesn't work for you and what triggers you and what's important to you. You got to spend some time in solitude figuring that out and then writing it down so that you understand yourself better. Number 3, stop thinking about what others might think, especially what others might think of you. This was a hard one for most of us to learn, because there's so much comparing ourselves to others and peer pressure and things, especially when we're growing up and we're going through school. We're graded on all the things we get right or wrong. We're compared and stacked up against each of our other peers when it comes to high school and graduation, for example. You know, you go in the order that you finish grade-wise statistically in your class. Talk about a huge comparison to other people set up. But the truth is, other people are spending 99% of their time concerned about themselves and not really even thinking about us, right? We think that people think about us and care about us and are out to get us more than they actually are. Mostly they're just trying to get by and live their own life. Number 4, compliment yourself regularly. Focus on the things that are good about you, that you love about you. We shared yesterday something that we're thankful for or grateful for about ourselves. Number 5, learn how to say no. One of the most, and I learned this when I was young. I was always and still am, a no first policy person. And I used to do it to buy time. I've shared this story. I used to, when the kids would ask me for something, I'd automatically say no. Well, it didn't take them long to figure out that I was always going to say no. And 90% of the time I would turn around and I would then let them do something, sometimes with some conditions, but they usually got to do what they wanted. So I'm not sure my no was effective as I wanted it to be, but it helped me to give myself a chance to think about the different sides of the request, right? So that I wasn't just saying yes to too many things. And we all go through stages where we say yes to way too many things and we get way overwhelmed and stressed out. And then we balance that off and we say no to everything or to too many things. And then we figure out where our comfort zone is and what we can and cannot do, what we do and do not want to do. Number 6, don't play the victim. This is a good one. We all, at some time or other, like to play the victim. We like to feel sorry for ourselves. Oh, why did this happen to me? Poor me. But the longer we stay in victim mode, the longer we stay acting and behaving powerless and like a victim. And that does not help us get what we expect or help us start living for ourselves. Number 7, take care of yourself properly. We all know this, but we all also go through phases where we do and do not do this. Thanksgiving was day before yesterday, and I guarantee probably 99% of the population that celebrates Thanksgiving ate or drank too much or both. And so now we have to recover for a few days because we know what we need to do to take care of ourselves properly. It's not like anything that we need to do or we need to learn is a secret anymore. All you have to do is, go online or go to the library or ask an expert or ask someone or Google it, etc. And you can find out multitudes of information, way more information than you would ever need to know about how to take care of yourself. And we've talked about this all year long. I think in almost every area or aspect of our life, of the 9 areas that we talk about, that we spent some time talking about taking care of yourself properly, especially when we were talking about physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, financial, relationship, health. We've talked about that in almost every month this year. So it's no surprise that it falls into No Nonsense November. Number 8, don't compare yourself to others. Comparativitis is one of the fastest ways to feel bad about yourself. And there's enough stuff in the world that's going to happen that will make us feel bad or upset or angry or fearful. We certainly don't need to add to it by comparing ourselves to others. Why? Because nobody's you and you are nobody. Each and every one of us is here. And we're going to talk about this tomorrow on our own unique journey. And it's up to us to make the most of it or create what we want out of that experience. Nobody can live our life for us. We talked about that not too long ago. It's up to us. So number 1 thing to stop doing, if you're still doing it, and I will catch myself doing it still sometimes, I'll be scrolling through some social media website and I'll be like, oh my God, look at that. Oh my God, look at that. It's why I stopped following. When I first came online, I followed tons of people online. Why? Because I wanted to model and understand and learn what worked. But I realized that I was spending more time following other people than being myself and creating my own content and showing up in the world as I wanted to show up. So don't compare yourself to others. And then finally, 9, set realistic goals for yourself. And I personally believe set unrealistic goals for yourself, because what we shoot for, we may achieve, we may not, but the higher and the bigger things we shoot for, I am a big fan of big, hairy, audacious goals, because even if you don't get that big, hairy, audacious goal, you're going to end up light years further than if you'd set a tiny goal. Now, doesn't mean we don't set little interim goals on the way to getting that big, hairy, audacious. I set legacy, lifetime goals, and then I break those down to create my smaller milestone goals. And that works best for me. We have to figure out what works best for us, and that's part of getting to know yourself so that you can create what you expect to see in the world. So our challenge today is to think about these things. Are you doing any or all of these things? Is there one that stands out to you that you're like, you know what? I don't compliment myself very much. I better do more of that. Or I don't set any goals. Maybe that's something I should start with. I guess after 330 days with me, I would be surprised if you don't set goals and you don't write stuff down and you don't spend time with yourself and you don't take care of yourself. And if you're not yet, then we need to keep working on it till the end of the year and beyond. If I can help you in any way, ask for an action item today. Just ask yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, I guess I'm on a scale of 1 to 10 this week, how much do you believe that you have the power to create what you expect in the world? 1, not very much power. Pretty much everybody else just tells you what to do and you do it. 10, you believe you get what you expect. You've got stories of your life and examples of experiences you've had deciding you wanted something and then watching that come into your life. We've got literally millions of those if we want to sit down and think about those examples. I guess depending on how old you are. I'm pretty old, so I've got lots of them. If I can help you anyway, ask. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow for day 331 of our No Nonsense November for the BU 365 Day Annual Challenge. Have an awesome day.